Welcome to this tutorial for Stride events. Today I'm going to show you how to manage your charity settings. So you'll log into your account and then you're going to see all of the events you've got. Of course, these ones are just our big demo events that we use for tutorials like this one. And today we're going to look at the Old Town Renaissance Fair. All right, from the sidebar menu, you're going to select charities and then create edit charities. All right, so we're going to start with the advanced settings right here. So if you open that, you'll see this modal, and this will let you set up the end date for fundraisers or for fundraising and donations. So you can edit that here. If you want to adjust how the donation form is laid out with rows or columns, you can make that change here. If you want to ask people to create a fundraising team during registration, you can turn it on and make it optional, or you can make it mandatory, or you can leave it off. And that's just for registration currently. And then for the donation amounts, you can allow the donor to pay the fee. You can allow custom donation amounts. Or if you want, you can also turn on preset donation amounts. And then you'll input the dollar amount here with a message or description. So you know, that's helpful there as well. Sometimes it's nice to have those presets because then people can just click one and move forward instead of like typing out their own. We'll turn that off for now. And then you can decide where you have donation requests. So if you want it on your registration form, and if you want it for all of your charities listed here. So if you're working with multiple charities, you can list it for all of your charities, or if you only want to feature a specific one, you can do that as well. Or if you don't want to ask for donations on any of your forms, you can just turn this off. So that's how that works. And then for the registration form, if you want the donation to be at the donation button to be at the top, you can have that turned on, or you can turn it off, and then it won't be at the top. All right, so those are the advanced settings that affect all of your charities overall. Now, there are advanced settings that you can set up for your individual charities. So we're going to go look at the Red Cross, and I'm going to hit this Edit Charity button. And now I've got this Advanced Settings button here. So I'm going to click that. And then these are just settings for the Red Cross here. So you can hide the donor name. If you want to override it, you can always hide it, or you can never hide it. And then for the donation amounts, you can always hide the donor amount, or you can never hide the donor amount. Depending on how you want. If you leave these turned off, then all of your donors will get to make that decision for themselves. Okay, and then you can opt to include your registration revenue in your donations total. So, if you're doing an event that's for a 501c3, for example, you might want to count your registration revenue or your ticket revenue towards your donations, or you can leave it off and just focus just on the additional donations that everyone's giving. You can hide the total on the landing page. So the total amount fundraised, if you don't want that visible, you can hide it. I'm going to leave that off. Most people prefer to have it off. And then you can change the progress bar color here. You can just click and drag and get the color that you would like. And you can, of course, it doesn't have to be blue. You can do any of the colors here for your progress bar. Okay. And then there are some messaging settings as well. So if you want the messaging to say fundraise and donate, then leave this on, or you can have, if you turn it off, the buttons will say create fundraising team and donate to this charity. So generally the short words are for those CTAs, those calls to action are ideal. And then if you want to customize some messaging for email sharing messages, you can do that here. There's one for the charity main page email. So if someone from your charity main page clicks and to like share the charity with their friends via email, it will populate this message here. If they have a fundraiser team page and they want to share the fundraiser via email from the fundraiser team, you can have that messaging created here. And then if someone's just doing their own individual fundraiser page with their own goal, you can adjust this custom message. And then we do have some placeholder text here. So that's convenient for you for that placeholder text. So just make sure to use that, especially if you're working with multiple charities. All right. Once you're happy with the settings, you'll go ahead and hit close, and those settings will automatically save. All right. Those are all of the settings for charities. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.